Well, it's 8 o'clock, so let me get started, and I'm sure some folks will be joining us as we move along. Um, Welcome to a community meeting. I hope that lots of people who are actually community members are going to be joining us. I know that there's some people who just want to know what's going on in the community and what is the community and so forth, but I also want to make sure that community members join in and get their money's worth. So this is public, so it's being recorded for broadcast. If you want to participate, all you got to do is turn on your microphone or your camera, and we'll be happy to take questions or whatever. So I'm quite interruptible during this presentation, and more folks are joining. So we're going to have that little noise, ding ding. I can turn down my speakers so it won't be too bad. Anyway, so for those of you who haven't met me, my name is Karl, and I have built and sold a couple of managed service businesses in Sacramento, California, and I've written all kinds of books. Here are some of my most recent books, and so I particularly want you to pay attention to the fact that we now have several of these books in the community for download for free. So if you're a member, volumes 1 and 2 of the Managed Services Operations Manual, I believe the audio versions of those are available for download, as is the project management book and the network migration workbook. And of course, the audio version of Relax, Focus, Succeed. So we've already got a bunch of books in the network. So today, I want to give a little status report on where we are, and then talk a little bit about the community as a whole, and take any questions that you have. So let's start with what's new. So a lot of folks have been following us since July, August, September. These are the 60 most popular elements that are being downloaded in the community. Some of these things are only available inside the community. So one of them, there's a checklist on internet domain documentation. And I don't know if you can see my picture here, but the internet domain documentation workbook it's small, but it's super important for you to be able to keep track of your clients' domain names, who's the registrar, where the DNS is, what those DNS records look like. This is basically a form that you can use to give them this information and remind them that you are keeping track of that, and that it's not nothing. It's not automatic. It doesn't happen miraculously. You are doing something for that. And I recommend that you use that to actually send them an invoice just out of the blue. Just send them an invoice and say, let's go ahead and renew your domain for 5 years or 10 years or something like that. And just stretch it out so that we don't have to worry about it. And in the meantime, here's your documentation for that. So that's something I put together actually in response to the fact that even though I don't own a managed service business right now, I still manage the domains for virtually everybody who's ever been a client of mine. I've got one client that is, they are selling a couple of their domain names, and I'm managing that sale for them. So, there's a lot of opportunities for money in things that you do every single day that you may not even have paid a great deal of attention to. So anyway, there's just a ton of stuff here, and some of it is now material that is only available inside the community. So my latest book is there on the screen. So Stephanie Chandler is the founder of the Nonfiction Authors Association. Super good friend of mine. We've been mastermind partners for more than 10 years. And she contacted me early this year and said, hey, we've never done a book together. Let's do a book. So I'm like, yeah, sure. What the heck? So that's not on managed services, but I made a deal with her that I want to be able to give away the PDF version of this book for free to everybody in our community who is thinking that they might want to write a book someday. If nothing else, download this, and you'll have access to it forever. And it'll be something that, someday if you decide you want to write a book, this is a huge resource. It's a great resource for you. So anyway, so the total of the stuff in the community, if you were to download everything today, it would be worth just over $3,700. So in the next couple of days, I'm going to put up the Managed Services in a Month audiobook. And so that's a huge, that is clearly my absolute best seller and has been the best-selling book on managed services for more than 10 years on Amazon. So that will be available in a couple of days for free if you're a member of the community. All you have to do is download the audio program and it's yours. I also want to draw your attention to the What's New category. So within the community, if you go to What's New, that's like a blog post that lists whatever stuff that we've put up. So yesterday I put up the note about Mark's class. And again, this class is only available inside the community, but if you haven't seen it, I'm just telling you, if you're a member, please, please, please do yourself a favor. Download this class immediately. When you click on check out the class, it takes you to the class page so that you can download. The first week is recorded. There are 2 more weekly sessions. And if they're as good as the first week, I'm just telling you, it is out of this world. So this is about how to do local advertising as a managed service business. And he talks about how you, when you go to search, you put in right now, just open up a browser and put in your company's name. So put in my company, msp.com, or whatever it is, whatever the name of your company is. Results come up, and it's whether you're on Google or Apple, and he explains where that information comes from, because they are not going out and searching the internet and generating that on the fly. They have a database that they rely on. Apple has one, Google has a different one, Bing has a different one, Yelp has a different one. And these search engines, they want you to stay on their page in the same way that Facebook or anybody else wants you to stay on their page. So they have these meta databases, and you can claim your business. And he literally, click by click, shows you where you go. And on the class page, there's also, I think it's a 3 or 4 page handout on the stuff he's talking about. So you don't have to be confused about where you go or what you do. He walks you through claiming your page. A lot of times when you Google your company, the picture that comes up is just some random thing somebody posted or that was taken by the Google cameras when they were driving by. So it may not even be your building. It may not be the right picture. You can put up a picture of you and your staff in front of your building. You can put links to content that you've created. Anyway, it's just a phenomenal class. And so if you're already in the community, please just go download that now and then register so that you can attend the next 2 classes, which are being held next Tuesday and the Tuesday after that. So check that out. But that's the kind of thing that we're doing in the community, where it's community focused. The goal of these monthly mini classes is that they are always going to be 100% usable, on point, like right now, today, you're going to be able to get something out of it. And so that's pretty cool. And, I really like what Mark's doing there. And, we're going to have more of those from the different community leaders as we go along. Anyway, what I want you to do is get in the habit of checking out the What's New section of the community on a regular basis, because we have put up new materials again and again and again. Audio programs, the network documentation for fun and profit is a recorded audio program. But every time we post something new in the community, I'm going to put up the What's New blog post, basically, so that you can keep up on that. So if you see stuff that's of interest, you'll be able to get to it right away. If you have any questions, just let me know. So, we put together this community and we had a meeting, and then, it all starts with content, but it comes back to building an actual community. And, some people are asked, well, do we really need another community? And the truth is, I think there's a huge amount of room for this. A lot of it is going to be stuff focused completely on helping you to grow your business. And so, we've got a lot of great leaders. One of the things in the What's New category was that during the last hurricane, Mike Semmel posted up his massive checklist, which, it's a huge checklist on how to prepare for things like a hurricane, right? And it's not just, go get a generator. He literally has click by click the information, exactly what you need to put into Amazon to get exactly the products that he's talking about. So he has lots of recommendations. And again, totally for free. All you have to do is go ahead and download that. So when you look at what you need, right, we always ask people, what do you need? And people always say, well, I need more sales and stuff like that. So, there's a lot of emphasis on how you actually get things moved to the next level in your business. Mark's class is a great example, but both Mark and Jennifer have put up posts in the forums on marketing and moving your company forward that way. Plus, of course, we have lots of other information on how to actually run your business and make things work more smoothly with standard operating procedures. So we have these group trainings, and we're going to be adding more and more. So the goal is every month we will have 1 3-week class. And, last time it was on LinkedIn. This time it's on local marketing. And so, there's lots of good stuff coming forward. And with luck, we'll get all of the community leaders to each provide their own training for you. And remember, at the end of the day, content is king. So all this long list of stuff that we have in the community is basically now growing and growing and growing. I am halfway to having all 4 of those books up in the community for the Managed Services Operations Manual. Also, if you haven't seen it, this 590-page book that my brother and I wrote, the Network Migration Workbook, is now up in the community. And, if you haven't seen it, you should just look through it. So there's, at the end of this book, is a 200-page checklist, click by click, that you can take apart and you can say, well, I'm only interested in the part on migrating data to the cloud. Okay, well, just take out that. Or I'm only interested in moving Exchange to the cloud. Okay, just take out that piece. But it's massive value. The beginning of the book is all about how to talk to your clients about new projects, major migration projects, how to design them, how to run those projects profitably. So again, huge value. That book originally sold for $300. It's now available for $150, but it's available for free to download in the community. So anyway, it's all about the content. Now, what's not included, so we have a series of classes that we do over at greatlittleseminar.com. Those are not going to be included. Every once in a while, I will throw one in there, but for the most part, live events that we do, like if we go to a city and I have a road show, those events are not included in the community. Live classes are not included, but almost everything we do is included. So we have, with the community leaders, we have a whole bunch of different forums that are up on the site. And so right now you can log in and find information on all these things, start a conversation. And I really want to encourage members to please, please, please poke around, because even if you looked at it a month ago, there's so much more content now. It's phenomenal. It really, truly is. So look around, make sure that you take advantage of the resources that you're paying for. put lots of attention on the what's new category. Make sure that you always check that out. And of course, engage the community leaders. So we have a lot of people. I mentioned Mike Semmel and Jennifer and Rayanne, so forth. Amy Babanchak just put up a really great essay on meetings within your company and why meetings are good and what kind of, how you should hold meetings and so forth. So again, great discussions going on. Please participate. Please do your share. Ask the questions and get the value out of this community that you have paid for. So for those who are not members, the community is $99 a month, or you can save a bunch, almost 20% if you pay for it as an annual basis. One company, a larger company, said, hey, I want to bring in like 3 or 4 people. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, we'll do this $29.99 option for larger organizations, and that gives you up to 5 members from the same organization with the same domain name. And if you have any questions, just send me an email and I'll be happy to talk to you about that. So I don't see any hands raised, but if you have questions, go ahead and open up your microphone. I'll be happy to take those. My email is not on here. I'm going to fix that for the next slide, for the next time we do this. But basically, it's Karl P, K-A-R-L-P, at smallbizthoughts.com. And if you're interested in the community, it's smallbizthoughts.org. And, although at smallbizthoughts.com, there's a big blue link that says for more information about the community, click here. So again, any questions? I'll be happy to answer any questions anybody's got. All right, I'm not seeing any, so there you go. That's a quick introduction to the community. If you have questions, send me an email, karlp@smallbizthoughts.com, and I will see you in the community.